We're back. Storrerhouse is back. So a little over a year ago, we started this channel, created a cute little video that we did a terrible job on, and we were all excited and pumped. We had all these trips planned and everything, and all this footage we wanted to share, and all these things we wanted to go over. And we filmed hours and hours of footage. We just had to edit it and put it together. And then I started having health problems.
Yeah.
I ended up in the hospital a couple of times for extended periods of time, which was no fun. And my work picked up really big. Company really started growing, the company I'm with, and things just kind of really snowballed there and just ended up with tons and tons of work. Was always busy. Even took a work trip to Naples at one point, and a few other work things as well. And then, and then the final kind of nail in the coffin towards the end of the summer. We're like, all right, we're going to finally we have all this footage. We're going to get these videos up and everything. We're going to sit down and do it. And then I was an idiot and wasn't cautious while I got a new phone, and while trying to switch everything over, I messed up and deleted all the footage without a backup. Deleted it all, lost it all. Mm-hmm. So that was my bad. Lost everything. We had hours of footage, interviews, all these crazy things we just needed to edit and put up.
Yeah, not everything. I took plenty of footage.
That's true. Kim luckily took great footage of all the trips.
I did, yeah.
So we do still have some footage we're going to share and create some videos on and whatnot. But it's all the videos where we actually were interacting with you and like showing off the different things in Portugal and stuff like that. It kind of all got lost, but that's okay.
Yeah. Also, we were settling in a new country, and it wasn't easy to acclimate. And I love it here, and I love the people here, but I think the most difficult thing to adjust to was the temperature. Because I'm used to, dry heat, you know what I mean? And it was just, we came in November, and it was just frigid. It's the kind of cold, the moist cold that like seeps into your soul. There's a reason where people get sad in the wintertime. Anyways, also we started homeschooling our kids, instead of enrolling them in the schools here. I just thought at the time that it was just too hard of an adjustment, moving out of the country and having to have them adjust to a new culture as well as school. So I decided to take them out and to start teaching them myself. And now, it was difficult. Like, it wasn't easy to start homeschooling them because, I was worried I was going to miss something. Every time I was like, am I doing this right? And then I got to the point where I was just like, I'm good now. I wouldn't do it any other way. Like, because homeschooling it's the way to go for me and our kids. They're really excelling and finding their own interests. They have time to play and be kids. So I really like it.
It's been amazing, and it's just like it's been crazy to us to see their desire to learn things. Like in the right setting with the right prompting, they learn it themselves. They want to go out and learn it. It's like teaching can be so simple. You know what I mean? Like it becomes really you just explaining things and that helping them understand what they're already interested in and expanding on that. And we still have a basic curriculum we hold them to because we think it's important for them to make sure that they're well rounded. But allowing them to really focus the bulk of their time on their interest is fantastic. And and you'd think, it's just going to be something stupid or anything, but it's been amazing to see what interests they have and where they're willing to take it. Like Mihal, for example, loves the sciences. He loves engineering. He loves coding, and just watch what he does with that stuff is crazy.
Already, he's been through several different types of sciences. He started with natural science, and he moved on to software engineering and. Wants to create things with his hands. So
and he's even did a little bit and dabbled a little bit in a basics physics course.
He's doing physics right now. Yeah. He's exploring that.
And he just loves it and he excels at it. And then Mari, she loves fashion designing and cutting hair and stuff like that. Which any of you of our family and friends watch this that know Mari, she's just the daintiest girly girl that ever girled. And so it's not really a surprise, but she does amazing stuff with it. It's crazy. So creative. She draws these beautiful pictures where we got these when we were in Alsace, we got these beautiful dolls that for the girls, each girl in traditional dress, and she just over and over again has redesigned that dress and her on drawings where it's the same dress but different colors and stuff like that over and over and over again.
She's fascinated with the tradition of it and the just being part of something. It's really interesting. our kids are really interested in the culture because we travel so much. And then that is one of the reasons why we decided to homeschool, is because we wanted the chance to, if we wanted to pack up and move out for a couple months and go, live in France for 2 or 3 months, like we could do it,
Yeah.
and give our kids a, real life experience, you know what I mean? And to
Something
get them out of their
authentic.
comfort zone, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where they're still in a safe environment.
Yep, absolutely. So, the first trip we did was with Portugal. We went to Portugal, and I had lived there as a young man. We kind of talked about this on our other video because we were teeing it up, and we were going to do all this footage and everything. And it was a great, amazing trip. It was so amazing for me to be back, and just the experience of being able to show my wife and my kids like this beautiful place that I lived in, and like knew the people and everything, and like experienced. Was fantastic. It was like life changing, especially for our children. They loved it. They're still going, we're going to go back to Portugal
Every day.
And we
it's
start
either that
off
or Disneyland.
yeah, exactly. We start off in Lisbon and spent a few days there, and they loved that. And we have some great travel trips for Lisbon, especially if you have children.
We made many mistakes.
Yeah, we made many mistakes. Like we didn't see as much as we wanted to see because we made those mistakes. Once we figured it out, we were grand. Like it was great. But it is not an easy city to drag 5 kids around. We'll just put it that way. But there's we'll have some tips and stuff for you on that. And then we went up to Porto, which was actually kind of the hub of my mission, because my mission was the northern half of Portugal. And Porto was amazing. Mm-hmm. Like it was great because I knew it was coming, so it was kind of cool to tee it up. And I'll let Kim explain what happened. But there's a point when you're driving from the south to Porto that like you're driving through a city called Vila Nova de Gaia. And right before you hit Porto, what happens, honey?
As you hit the River Douro. You come through the mountains, and it's just there's the villages on both sides of the river, and it is just up on a hill and everything, and you can't even imagine how pretty it is. You know what I mean?
And it was when we came over. There's a famous, I can't remember what it's called, but I'm blanking it right now. But there's this famous white ship that like is associated with Portugal with like the Portuguese cross on the sails and everything, and it was actually in the river when we pulled up. So it was like super incredible to have this view, their first view of Porto. I was expecting it, so I knew it was coming, so I was all excited. I'm like driving, like, right, get ready, everyone, wake up, get ready for this. We get over the hump of the hill, and she just gasped, like, because it's just this amazing view of Porto, and like it was incredible.
You can do these amazing river cruises as well, and we did one with the kids, which I would not recommend with a big family.
Yeah, it was still fun though.
Hours,
the kids enjoyed it. I mean, it was an all-day
trip. I would do it with older
trip.
kids for sure. They would love it, but having little kids where you're having to hold them.
We were on a boat from Porto all the way to I'm blanking on the time. Peça de Régua. Peça de Régua is like right in the middle of vineyard country, and it's beautiful. There's vineyards on either side and everything. But so it was it was like 4 hours or something on the boat, and then it was like an hour and a half bus trip back.
The views though, they were worth it. They were.
Yeah, it was amazing. We ate, like the boat had free meals, not free, but I mean we paid for it, but it was like the part of the tickets. We had a meal and everything, and breakfast and everything. It was great. It was good. It was a good time. The kids loved it. They were playing music and stuff, and the kids were like running around dancing, and everyone thought they were so cute. And
I think as far as traveling goes, I think the food in Portugal was the most consistent. It was always good.
Yeah. Like
I've never been somewhere where France, Germany, Switzerland even. Like you'll go to some restaurants and you'll still have like bad experiences. I did not have one bad experience in Portugal with the food. It was all fantastic. They take eating in Portugal very seriously.
Excuse me, sorry, I've bitten over a cold. I'm trying to hold it together for this video, and then I know I was gonna cough at least once. But yeah, the food is amazing, and of course part of it was you were with me, and I knew the tourist traps, so we kind of avoided those and stuck to the more authentic places. And then we went from Porto to Aveiro, which is actually the city I started my mission in, and we went to church there, and that was an amazing experience.
Oh, yeah.
And visited some members and stuff that I knew I was there, members of our church and everything, and
we stayed with them.
That was incredible.
That was
and
the
then
best part.
that was in Fatima. So there's a guy, a really good friend of mine, friends of ours that we stayed with. They came and visited us in Utah once for a couple of days, and been looking forward to seeing us again. So we were able to visit them there in Fatima. Mm-hmm. So we spent a few days with them, and that was amazing. And then we went to Nazaré first actually, but and spent a few days on the beach, which was incredible as well. Beautiful views.
That was definitely my kids' favorite part. They just loved the beach and the colors. Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. And all in all, it was an amazing trip. We do have some great. We're gonna go over. We'll show footage of that. I mean, there's some on this video just to give you a taste. we'll do a full proper video on that with proper like travel tips, what to do with kids, is it worth renting a car, you know what I mean, and all those kind of things, and then just kind of what to look out for tourist trap wise when you're in Portugal.
Oh yeah.
And then we had some family visit us in Ireland. When you talk about that,
we did, yeah. Yeah, we did have some family visit us, and we've gone to see a lot of local sites. One of my favorites here on the West Coast is Calmar Abbey, and it's not super well known. I mean, it is a bigger site, but it is just, it's out in Connemara, which the drive out there is worth it alone. Beautiful, you know,
mountains,
and beach, you know what I mean? You drive past the beach and then the mountains,
fjords and stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah, you have just sheep everywhere. There's hardly any houses. And yeah, it's got like 40 acres of garden, and it's got like a living farm, and they make their own chocolates, and there's so many homemade products there from that place, and it just the vibrancy of the place is just amazing, and it's full of so many people, and it's really, really fun, and there's buses and everything, so, and you can have access to wheelchairs, so it's great for any age, really.
Yeah, it was, my parents came and visit, and they're quite elderly, and my mom has trouble walking, and we were able to get her a wheelchair and wheel her around, and she just loved it. Wheeled her through the gardens and everything.
So they have the amenities if you need those, they have them there. Also,
Ireland's good like that at pretty much every site.
The major sites for sure.
Yeah,
they had it as well at the Cliffs of Moher.
Yeah, and
that is a site that is probably one of the most iconic. You know, the Cliffs of Insanity from The Princess Bride. So there's so many movies it's featured in, and it is just sheer drop, and it is gorgeous. So if you can get it on a clear day, you'll never see anything like it. But even in the mist, it's beautiful. Yeah, and the best is actually if you can get it where it's clear and sunny right after rain, then it's like crystal clear, and it's amazing. Beautiful. But it's windy. It's always windy. It's always gonna be windy. I think the shops look like little hobbit houses, so they're like built into the hill. Yeah, the little shops at the site. Yeah, they're built into the hill, so there's like grass growing over the top of it. You'll really enjoy it. You'll have to see some pictures of it. Yeah, it's lovely. We also took them down to Killarney and we drove through the Dingle Peninsula, went over Connor Pass, which was amazing and freaky. If it's your first time driving in Ireland, that one's definitely one you might want to do a tour bus or something. For the faint of heart. Yeah, not for the faint of heart. We're pretty well used to driving at that point, so it didn't really faze us, but my family was having a heart attack driving that road. I was having a heart attack just sitting in the passenger seat. And then we drove the Gap of Dunlow in Killarney, and we drove through the Black Valley and the Ring of Kerry and everything, Valentia Island and all that. And then we went to Ross Castle in Killarney, which is fantastic. And I mean, everyone has their favorites, but as far as castle tours go, and I've been through several, including like some awesome ones like Carrickfergus in the north, or Trim Castle, which is really fantastic. It was featured in the movie Braveheart. But still to this date, Ross Castle, even though it's just a small little tower house, like small castle, is still the best tour I've had in a castle. So if you come to Ireland and you're interested in history, that's the one to take. It has all of the, back in a lot of these places, because of tax reasons, tore off the roofs, and a lot of the stuff inside has been destroyed, but they have original furniture, and they handcrafted the beams and everything the old way. Yeah. So a lot of the things you see in there are the old way they used to do them. It is just, the amount of detail in that is amazing. Yeah, it's incredible. But if you're gonna go up and see the rooms and everything, you're gonna have to. I wouldn't recommend it for anyone that has a cane or anything or has trouble walking, because those stairs are made unevenly. So they're made for people to trip on. Literally. Stairs. Yeah, they're made for, so if people are attacking and coming up the stairs, going up the stairs is harder than going down. They're uneven in a way that so it trip people up as they're running up those steps and everything. It's really crazy. Yeah. Yeah, and then it's like there's like spikes on the doors, so people are running up the steps attacking them. They close the doors, and there's so many details. They can push against the spikes, and so it's just crazy. And they just go over every little detail and what everything means. And you find all these sayings that we have in normal, like our normal language we say to each other, come from that time period of different things. And I don't want to spoil it, but like there's this crazy cool things that like burning the candle at both ends and stuff like that, and like it's true. And you just you didn't know where that came from, like you know what I mean. And then when you find out, you're like, oh wow, that's cool, But and then we took everyone for fish and chips. We took my parents to the Quay Street here in Galway, and that was incredible.
Took him to McDonald's, which is like the best fish and chip place in Ireland.
It's
It's
the
not.
best one.
There's other ones.
It's
There's ones they say are
arguable,
better, but I
it's our
really love
favorite.
McDonald's. Yeah. Just because it's like I like the smoked fish for like with fish and chips, and they have the smoked fish there. It's like really good, and their chips are always consistently good.
And I am biased because that was my first fish and chips, and I loved it. It was the first time having smoked fish, and it was the first time ever having Atlantic fish, and it was so clean.
Yeah.
It was so clean, and it tasted like heaven. I loved it.
Yeah, it's phenomenal stuff. Why don't you tell them what I got you for your birthday?
Oh yeah. So for my birthday, he got us an anniversary trip to Alsace, so France, and so we actually flew into Frankfurt first, but we went and visited all the Christmas markets at Christmas time, and it was really, really special. We stayed above a restaurant, and it was right on the river, so we had a window overlooking the river and the bridge and everything. And
In Strasbourg.
It was probably one of the most iconic places I've ever stayed.
Okay.
In La Petite France, which is
Le
like
Petit
a little
France,
La Petite France. It's like a little island they made, but it is just beautiful. So we went to the Frankfurt Christmas market, Strasbourg, Colmar, Rebouvillet. Rebouvillet, we just went and kind of looked around the town, because it's out in the country a ways, and it's where Dagan has a lot of ancestors from and family, and so we really enjoyed that. And then we went to Switzerland, Basel in Switzerland, and their Christmas market was fantastic.
It was. There's like 3 in Basel.
Best hot chocolate I've ever had.
Amazing hot chocolate. What was it? Chocolate pita, right?
Yeah, chocolate pita.
That was the guy. If you're ever in Basel at the Christmas market, the one right below the church, like it's like the big one. There's a guy, Chocolate Peter, and
he claims to be the original Swiss chocolate.
Yeah, he claims to be the original like hot chocolate maker for Basel for that because a lot of them copy him and use his name even. But he said he's the OG. So you have to check him out, and it was incredible. Like you watch him melting the chocolate bar and everything in it, and like oh my goodness, we were both just like melting.
I was trying to get that the whole time I was there, and there were a lot of other great drinks out there, but that was my favorite.
Dang, I was gonna make it through this whole video without coughing, and I coughed a bunch. And then in Basel as well, we had to get cheese fondue. That was on the list.
Oh, of course. I've got pictures. I've got tons of footage of that.
Really
You don't have to worry.
In the romance department, I knocked it out of the park. It was pretty incredible.
Oh, he did. It's the best trip ever.
But yeah, so coming up, we have a lot of videos coming up with. We get so many questions about how I got my job here, how to move here. It seems there's a lot of people interested in that nowadays. So we're going to provide some information on that, good detailed information. I'm going to be blunt and honest with you about it because it's not for everybody and it's not even possible for everybody. There's kind of some particular criteria you need to meet in order to be able to move to like Ireland, for example.
But if it's something that you really want, there's definitely a way that you can get here. So
yeah, exactly.
Here or in Europe.
Just depends on how determined you are at the end of the day. And then next week I'm off to Madrid. I'll be going alone though. I won't have him and the kids with me, unfortunately. But
it's a boys' trip.
It's a boys' trip. So I'm going with some friends from Dublin. And just one of them, it's his first time. He's a recent convert to our church. And it's his first time going to our temple. Sorry, I had to cut a part there because I said something stupid that he can't post on the internet about our temples. But that's okay. But it's his first time going, so we're taking him to Madrid, and we're just gonna go and enjoy that, and then I'm gonna show the lads around the town because I'm pretty familiar. Well, it's been 14 years, so I don't know how familiar with Madrid I am now, but back in the day I was quite familiar with it. But we're gonna be going to the oldest continuously running restaurant in the world. It's called Restaurante Botín.
If you can get in.
And then
it's reserved for
it's,
like
2 months out. But if you show up at either 1 p.m. or at like 11 p.m., then generally you can get in. It says that on the site as well. So you just have to like time it right. So we'll get in, and they specialize in lechon, which is like suckling pig. It's super good. And then we're going to Posada de Gavia, which is another restaurant that's famous for milk-fed lamb. And then a couple of other tapas places like Casa Toni, and there's several. Chocolat, which is like a place that does churros con chocolate, which is that's like the Madrid breakfast. And a few other places, so I'll try to get some good footage in those places, and I'll walk around the town. We're gonna go to the Palacio Real, like the Royal Palace, and we're gonna go to the Palacio de Cristal and some of the parks and some cool places around Madrid. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yep.
If you like this video, like and subscribe. There's a lot more content coming, a lot of useful information. We do give good travel tips for if you're traveling with the family. We look forward to sharing it with you.